Morning, everybody. Look at this weather. How are we all doing? Sorry for the late start. Bit of a funny morning today. Had to drop my kid off on a school trip, and they wouldn't. They wanted a later drop off, and they also want an early pickup. So we've got a bit of a challenge. We need to get ourselves to Prague via Bristol by 2 o'clock. That's like a hard out at 2 o'clock. So can't really be affording any go-arounds today. So it might be a little bit on the iffy side. I don't know. We're going to have to see what we can do on that front. So hopefully we'll have a nice, easy one into Bristol. Runway 27, which is always good. We're in the... what's happened to my camera? We're in the 737 as well, so what could possibly go wrong? Let's start with some batteries and emergency lights then. And I'll take some ground power. And get the navs on. So I'm being a bit cheeky. We're doing Ryanair ops, but we're actually logging it for our VA. Which feels a little bit, yeah, a little bit dodge, but at the same time, YOLO is all I have to say about that. Did I really say what could go wrong with the boat? Well, yeah, I kind of did, didn't I? Never mind. When do you do the yaw dampener on the 7.3? Is it after APU start, or is it now? I never quite know. Never really know. Oh, it's dreary here at Dublin. Dreary. Right, EFB, let's get the data in. The sooner we can get gone... I know I've sort of said in New Sky that we're going to try and get gone for 10:30, but if we can get gone for nearer to 15:15, then that's going to hopefully pay dividends by the time we get to Prague. I'm really looking forward to Prague. After alignment. What, nav alignment? Ryanair 12 Romeo, alternate, Heathrow. Hopefully we don't end up at Heathrow. Dublin to Bristol. Have I fired my flight plan? I thought I had. Unless it failed to. Let me check. Yeah. Yeah, I have. Jolly good. Over then to the FMC. FMC. Pausing it. Next page. Grab something. Previous page. Pop it in there. EIDW for the airport, and we are at stand 124, I think. Let me double check that. Fairly certain it's 124. Yeah, it's 124. Yeah, so I've got to be gone by 2 o'clock. No ifs, ands, or buts. So a late start and an early finish. Craziness. Honestly, what do they expect from us, parents? Flight plan request. Invalid entry. I was because there's something in the scratch pad. Flight plan request. Now we'll do it. Simbrief route. Dublin to Bristol. We'll set the payload. We'll set the fuel. And we are not going to do any GSXing, because that's only going to slow us down. That is only going to slow us down. It's Thursday, Flashy. Oh yeah, Cav, I'm going to confuse myself today. I'm going to say like Air Not 12 Romeo so many times. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Morning, Toby. David, I don't know if I said good morning to you. In case I didn't, good morning. Ryanair 12 Romeo. We're expecting 28 right. On the Endec 3 Juliet. Jolly good. Load the flight plan then. We all happy with the football last night? I thought it was quite a good result, really. I mean, I'm not really a football guy. I don't really know a huge amount about football. I'm not the guy you speak to about football, but I thought the first half were a little bit wobbly. then second half came to life, which is more of that, please and thank you, I would say, per finite request. Yeah, I guess everyone was a little bit nervy. Kind of felt like they were a little bit nervy. Which you can understand. It's been a long old wait for that game. No, I know what Joanna's doing. Joanna's coding, I bet. Yes, Chief, that's right. Okay, let's do our departure. 28 right. Endec 3 Juliet. Pop that in. Bristol, we are expecting 27. Wevby 1 Bravo. It wants us on BRI 1. I'll put it in, but I will take a view on that the nearer we get. I'll probably vector myself out, to be honest with you. Where did my per finite request data go? Would you like to learn and fly the ATR? I did fly it a little bit when it first came out in 2020. Ultimately, it wasn't really my type of plane, to be honest with you. But no hate towards it. It's just not the sort of thing I would typically, not the sort of thing I like to fly. That's okay. It's good that it's available though for people that like it. Performance tool 28 right. Import. Ooh, QNH 1010. We didn't set QNH. Let's do that. Beautiful. So that's a TO2 rating or D rating. Select temp of 42 and take off. Gonna do flaps. It's usually 5 in it. Yeah, flaps 5. Flaps 5. 141, 141, 144. Bang on. The plane and the tablet agree. Center of gravity 5 to 8. That's probably about right. Good. How are we doing up top? I'm going to get my APU on in an effort to get out of here. Thing's flashing again, and I've unplugged all of this Airbus stuff today, which makes me think it's not a power issue. Don't know. Philip, you've ordered another 3D printer? No way. What have you ordered? Same again or a different one? It's really good with the update. Yeah, I've heard good things about the ATR with the update. I mean, I'm just glad people like it. Like, you don't have to fly everything. That's kind of one thing I'm sort of getting around to in my head, is that you don't have to fly everything as a simmer. And I know when a new plane comes out, you feel like everyone else is flying it except you, and you've got to like get the plane and be that flight sim pilot, because are you even a flight sim pilot if you don't fly X or fly to Y? Because some new scenery's come out. It's like, you don't have to go everywhere and fly everything. It's okay if you don't. Like, really, it's okay if you don't. It's all going to be okay. What do you think with the iFly update? I had the iFly, thinking switching to PMDG. I haven't tried it. My plan is to get it though, possibly over the weekend. I never had the iFly up to this point. Never did it. Right, let's take power from APU. Let's do hydraulic pumps and window heat. Let's get some fuel pumps on as well. I feel like with the iFly, the reason that stopped me initially is because I had the PMDG and I was quite happy with it. And it felt like a lot of money to lay out for a variant of a plane I already own by another developer. Now, I'm not going to get drawn into the whole PMDG via iFly versus iFly. I'm sure actually they're probably both quite good. Same as the window heat. Thank you, Philip. Yeah, like the amount of people that you see. I saw a thing on Reddit the other night, people just bickering about iFly versus PMDG, and it's like, what? Like, you've got these like flight simmers that one will like staunchly defend PMDG, the other one iFly. And then you get a real pilot come in that says, oh, actually, there's pros and cons to both simulations. I fly the Max in the real world. I fly the 800 in the real world. Did PMDG do this thing really good? I fly don't do this thing so good. I fly do this thing really good. PMDG don't do this thing very good. And then like everyone's like, yeah, but PMDG versus iFly. That's all they. It's almost like AMD versus Nvidia or Xbox versus PlayStation. It's like there must be a winner. It's like it's not that simple, guys. Like, it's not that simple. Reddit's a strange place, it really is. The more time I spend on Reddit, I mean, I'm not like a big time Redditor. I sometimes have a quick look on there and stuff, but my word, sometimes it's just like, guys, turn the computers off, go outside for a bit, calm down. What we're doing, 310 down to Bristol. Although my initial climb is going to be out of here. What's the initial climb out of here? NDEC wants us at 230. We'll do 230. Reddit is such a bizarre place sometimes. So I watch quite a lot of travel YouTubers, like Steve Marsh, like Planes, Trains, Everything. Trying to think of some other ones, but that's kind of like what I'll do. I'll sit there on the sofa with my laptop, doing some editing, making a thumbnail, doing whatever for the channel, with one of those on in the background, and that's kind of like my little happy place in the evenings. That's where a lot of the work for this channel actually gets done. And occasionally I get a video from a guy called Walk With Me Tim. You might have heard of him. He seems like alright sort of chap. Like, goes to some interesting places, watch the videos, great. There is a Reddit on, like a subreddit. Holy moly. They hate him. It's a whole subreddit dedicated to hating on him and his family and trolling him. It's like, guys, what are you doing? Imagine waking up being like, oh, good, right, today, so I'm going on the I Hate Tim subreddit and I'm going to be there posting content on that. It's like, man, like, what? What are you doing? Like, just don't do that. Find something else to do. If you don't like him, don't watch him. If you don't like me, don't watch me. Like, the really cool thing with YouTube is an off button. Or Twitch, there's an off button. Or click on something else. Man. Crazy. You like Simon Wilson? I find Simon Wilson difficult to watch. I feel like his content is very, very contrived. I feel like he goes up to people and, yeah, cheers, Flashy, see you. In fact, goodbye to all of you. Damn it, why have I got 0 viewers? I struggle with Simon Wilson a lot. It just feels to me like something's a bit like he's saying, I don't know, feels like he goes up to people, particularly members of staff at the places he's in, and shoves a camera in their face and tries to get content out of them. And I feel like that's a little bit harsh. And you can tell he's asking questions that he damn well knows the answer to. He like sort of plays dumb. Oh, really? Okay, so how do I do this thing that I already know how to do? Oh, right, okay, when he gets the obvious answer. Let's drag this out for another few more minutes. He's like the final boss of small talk. But again, I haven't started a subreddit hating on the guy. Like, he's probably a really nice guy. I just find his content a bit much. Right, heading 308, and that's because we're making a right turn immediately after departure. Bold and Bankrupt's pretty good. I think he's quite funny. He's a bit edgy. But he goes to some interesting places that a lot of others wouldn't dare. That's kind of what I like about him. What's the runway track for Dublin to get back in? Runway heading 277. That's what I want, just in case we need to come back. I think the one I respect the most is that Planes, Trains, Everything guy. You ever watch him? He's like a white-haired Scottish fella. Don't worry, Bobby. I respect your right to free speech. Try watching Cockpit Casuals. Got it. I will do that. I like anything like that. We're doing pretty well. I think we're nearly ready to go. In as much as I'm ever ready to go in a Boeing. So we've taken power from the APU. That's good. We can now start thinking about a push. Let's get the anti-collision light on. I'm going to start new sky. Let's tell GSX we'd like to go. Here we go then. Yeah, that plane trains everything guy. I really respect him because he's he hasn't changed. Like he's gone from tiny little travel YouTuber to quite a big travel YouTuber. And if you go back and watch like one of his first videos and then watch one that he did last week, barely any difference. It's not changed him at all. I love that. He's just being him. Just wandering about. Whereas some of them you get a sense that, you know, when they walk through a hotel lobby, they've changed a little bit, you know? Got these Ryanairs and a poor little air knot in the middle of it. How much did I pay for that gear up and down? This one, the one that's flashing. Need to have a look at that in a minute. There you go, let's pull it out. Solves that. We don't need it today anyway. I know what I haven't done. I get so used to the Phoenix. The Phoenix is so good with its GSX stuff, isn't it? Okay, parking brake on. Throttles are working. Sometimes it's bad. The throttles just don't work. And I don't know what to do about that. Ground power, release. Then that's Grumpy. You're not. Who's that guy? Is it Captain? Captain. Use aircraft's own stairs. No, because that's when those stupid things come out, isn't it? Let's remove the chocks. What's he called? Captain Bob? Yeah, that's it, Bobby. Captain Bob.
Hello, Captain. We're ready for pushback.
What an amazing career that is. Like, he's always in different planes. He's like, oh, we're in a 787 today and we're in an A330 tomorrow. We're brilliant. Love all that. Bob and Steve own Nomadic Air. Okay, so that's who it is. Yeah, I see him on, like, TikToks and shorts and stuff.
Bypass pin inserted.
Oh, I'll definitely have a look at that then, Grumpy. That sounds well good. If there's a big channel to back it up. Good morning, OG. How you doing?
Locking gear.
We're in the Ryanair today. Who's the air not coming with us? Oh, it's Cav. Nice. Toby. Pedro. Where's the ATR? Is that the ATR? He is an ATR. Is that an Aer Lingus one? It must be. Help if I was tuned to Unicom, wouldn't it? Dublin traffic, good morning. Ryanair 12 Romeo, radio check.
5-5, sir.
Very good morning, 5-5.
Thank you. In that case, Dublin traffic, Ryanair 12 Romeo from stand 124, pushing back facing west onto apron 1, Dublin. Nose left, tail right.
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing
Parking
push.
brakes released.
All engines clear. Start at will.
Okay, AP bleed on, packs are off, engine numero uno into ground.
Dublin traffic, right there, 96 kilo echo, on stand 121, we'll push into taxiway India facing east. Dublin traffic, Golf Bravo, Foxtrot Romeo Victor, pushing back, stand 605 facing east, Dublin traffic.
Get the flaps out. And we'll start engine 2. Night Dead, cheers for the follow, my mate.
Please
Thank you, man.
parking brakes.
Use the wind control throttles with the ATR. Yeah, I can see how that could work.
Traffic, good morning, Ryanair 2, Hotel Uniform, Traffic.
Alright, we're going 28 right, so I'm going to go via apron 1, Foxtrot Outer, November.
Traffic, Ryanair 2, Hotel Uniform, Traffic.
Unreadable. Czech Republic is the best country. I must admit, I did enjoy going to the Czech Republic.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Can't argue with that.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Right, RTO, flaps are set. Let's do flight directors on, arm LNAV, arm VNAV, arm the auto throttle. Up to the top, let's get some power from the main engines. Engine 1, engine 2. We can now turn off the APU bleed, put the packs into auto. We can turn off the APU. We can do our probe heat. I think, taxi light on, we are doing alright. As alright can be. Could do setting my squawk to something that isn't 1, 2, 3, 4 go.
Traffic, right there, 96 kilo echo, wheel taxi to runway 28, holding point November 2 via Foxtrot out November.
What's that, OG? The reason the Phoenix EFB is so good is that it was designed by a real pilot. Yeah, I noticed when I was at Hanny's place at Gatwick, they're running ProSim, and it's basically the same. Watching one en route to Heathrow from Las Vegas in real life. No way, Chaz. You got some internet on that plane. That's crazy. Have I tried SPAD for your MCDU with the Boeing? No, I haven't. I have not. All I've done is the throttles so far. Dublin traffic, Ryanair 1-2 Romeo taxiing to holding point November 2, runway 28 right via apron 1, Foxtrot outer November, Dublin. Alright, so far so good. We're making reasonable time. What's the Wi-Fi like on the planes? Any good? Where's that Ryanair going? They're on the runway. Oh, have we had a runway change? We have. Let me get out the way of this slot. What's Real World doing?
Dublin traffic, Ryanair 23 Alpha from stand 122, pushing back to 8.1, facing west, Ryanair traffic.
Dublin traffic, Golf Bravo Foxtrot Romeo Victor taxiing to November 2, runway 28 right via Whiskey, Foxtrot and November, Dublin.
What are they doing in real life? Still using 28 right in real life. As we were then. Still 28 right in real life. Until they change in real life, we'll keep going. What's that with liveries in OC3?
The traffic runner 3 Hotel Uniform, pushing back, stand 108 left, facing west, Dublin traffic.
I mean, all of my liveries, I just paste into the community folder for my ones. I don't know if people I had a couple of people say they were struggling to use it. But then I looked, and it was fine. On mine. I just downloaded it from the website.
Crossing runway 16, Dublin.
Dumped it in the community folder. That was that.
Dublin traffic, Shamrock 259, inbound ILS 28 left, 9 mile out.
There is a new paint kit. Yeah, I know there's a new paint kit, but bizarrely my old livery seemed to work. Maybe I wasn't doing that much cleverness with it. Why don't I use the MCDU with the FMC? Well, I mean, there's different buttons to start with. I'd rather just use the mouse, I think, rather than have to mentally decode what button does what.
Dublin traffic from apron 1 and up to, correction, Ryanair 23 Alpha, into holding point November 1, over 28 right via Foxtrot Alpha and November. Dublin
I think my little joystick on this yoke has had it. Bravo Echo, good morning. Is that in real life?
Ryanair 96, Papa Kilo, go ahead.
Oh, in the sim. Okay. I was going to say, wow. Oh, shift control's in. Sorry, shift control. I missed you in the scroll there.
Dublin traffic, aeronaut 658 Delta, stand 123, pushing back, facing west on apron 1. Dublin traffic.
Get the decals, they'll be blurry. Alright, I'll have a little look next time I'm in there. Maybe I'll just remake them as a matter of good course. Then we'll have to make an iFly livery if I get the iFly. That's the main reason I want to get the iFly and the MD-11, is just to make the liveries, to be honest. What was the outcome of the iFly Max 8? Still haven't got it yet. Possibly going to grab it over the weekend. I don't feel in any particular rush.
Dublin traffic, Ryanair 231, the taxi runway 2 right via Charlie 7 Kilo, and number 2.
Dublin traffic, Ryanair 96 Kilo, Papa Kilo, take up runway 23.
Just write it off as a business expense, yeah.
Dublin traffic, Shams.
Legitimately, I could.
19 Lima, lining up to 8 right behind the Ryanair departing traffic, Dublin traffic.
Business expenses are still expenses, though. Still. It would be an investment in me. That's what I'll tell myself. Undercover ops today, Joseph. Yep. How you doing? You alright? Away he goes. There's another Ryanair. Hello, Ryanair. Where did you come from? Oh, you came up from there.
Dublin traffic, Shamrock 259, vacating 28 left on Sierra 5, Dublin traffic.
Okay then.
Dublin traffic, Ryanair 96 Papa Kilo, airborne runway 28 right, look one via ending 3 Juliet C2 flight level 27.
I'm not a spy, Toby. I'm not a spy. This isn't going to be helping my delay situation, is it? Getting out of...
Dublin traffic, Delta 293, pushback from stand 437, Dublin traffic.
Dublin traffic, Shams 17 Delta, taking out from my trade right.
Dublin traffic, aeronaut 658 Delta, taxiing to runway 28, holding point November 2 via apron 1, Foxtrot Outer, and November, Dublin traffic.
Dublin traffic runner 2 Hotel Uniform, runway 28 right by November 2 Dublin.
Where's that Ryanair going in front of me? La Rochelle. Coffee's gone cold. I'll just have to have another one when we get up to cruise, won't we? There goes the ATR. Parking brake set. We've got a taxi light on. We need to do our steady and strobe when it's time. Anti-collision is already on. You're in the Learjet behind. In VR. Wow. Let me see you. What's happened to the update, OG?
Runner 2 Hotel Uniform, taking a runway 28 right.
Somewhat surprised that Ryanair pushed in front of me, but whatever. Dublin traffic behind the departing Ryanair 737, Ryanair 12 Romeo, lining up runway 28 right, Dublin. Start the clock! Let's go. Oh, shift control, look out. I mean, it's not what it was. It's not as bad as it was. I'm still not convinced the flight model's quite where it needs to be, but as long as you accept what it is and operate within that envelope, you can enjoy it. Now, where's Ryanair going? We're heading out on a different SID, so we can go.
The traffic runner 2 Hotel Uniform, airborne passing 2006, definitely through 390 by the basic 2 Juliet.
Alright, we can go then, I think. Yeah. Dublin traffic, Ryanair 12 Romeo, taking off 28 right on the NDEC 3 Juliet, Dublin.
Dublin traffic, Delta 293, taxiing to holding point runway 28 right, Dublin.
Dublin traffic, Golf Romeo Victor behind the departing Ryanair 737, lining up runway 28 right, Dublin.
80 knots. Gear up. Wow, that was a bit of wind that caught me off there. See if you can spot the weather effects on the wings.
Dublin traffic, Golf Romeo Victor, taking Golf on the way 28 right, and deck 3 Juliet, departure, Dublin.
Okay, flaps 1.
Dublin traffic behind departing, Ryanair 23 Alpha, lining up runway 28 right, will give 2-3 minutes of separation. Dublin traffic.
Dublin traffic, Ryanair 12 Romeo, airborne out of 28 right, passing 5,800 feet on the index 3 Juliet. Down to pressure. Lots of cloud here today. Just trimming the aircraft, still hand flying, of course.
Golf Romeo Victor, Ryanair 23 Alpha, what's your airspeed?
Was that for Ryanair 23 Alpha? I'm currently still at the runway, I haven't passed yet.
Oh, apologies, one call time.
No worries.
Hey, we can see some clouds now. That was rough old weather, wasn't it, into Dublin? Or out of Dublin, I should say. Right, we're still hand flying.
All first and 12, they're gonna come.
Dublin traffic, Ryanair 23 Alpha departing runway 28 right on the index 3 Juliet departure, Ryanair traffic.
Golf Romeo Victor, Ryanair 12 Romeo, what's your indicated?
Ryanair 12 Romeo, we are currently accelerating to 250 knots, 8,900 feet currently.
Okay, thanks, Roger.
Dublin traffic, Air Knot 658 Delta, lining up, line departing Ryanair, runway 28 right, will be 2 minutes for operation. Dublin traffic.
That ATR is ahead of us, and we are climbing, so we're at least 1,000 feet above it. And we're now accelerating as well, so we're going to shoot past, I would have thought. I feel like we've probably had all the fun of this departure, so let's get that one on. Yeah, it's all good, plan. I can see it. I see you. There you are. Look. It shouldn't be an issue. We will whiz right past you. Okie dokie. Engines out of continuous. Lights are set. Rejected takeoff we can get rid of.
Airborne, currently passing 1500, index 3 Juliet departure.
Inbound end deck. Question is, will we be able to see ATR out the window. We're on slightly different flight plans anyway, so we should stay out of each other's way. Is the 900 or 1000 better? I don't know, really. Just depends what you fancy flying, I think, more than anything else, you know? I think Grumpy said the 900 can be a bit easier to fly. Oh, look, Scottish is on. Anything on in Prague? We got ground on at Prague. Like... Runway in use 30. 0624 closed. Alright, we'll keep that in mind. Why is there ice forming on my windows when we've got window heat on?
Dublin traffic here, not 658 Delta departed. Right on deck 3 Juliet there.
Look at her go. He did it again. Seems to be an issue with the Turtle Beach and how it talks to the ATR. Oh. Sucks, OG. Maybe I can do a paint. Maybe I can do a livery for the ATR because I guess my old livery's busted. Presumably. Dublin traffic, Ryanair 12 Romeo, 6 miles out of Rulav. Climbing now, flight level 310, final call Dublin. It doesn't work, okay. Is there a paint kit? That's the other thing. It's all well and good saying do a livery, but if there's not a paint kit, we're going to struggle, aren't we? Might struggle there. Let's have a little look. There is no official paint kit available, however, community creators have developed simple unofficial paint kits both for Blender and for Photoshop. ATR 42 simple paint kit. I mean, there's stuff on flightsim.to. Aerosoft A340 600 paint kit. What? Who's done that? Ooh. That's like a Blender file. Trouble is, if Aerosoft then update the A340 600, I'll just have to redo everything again, won't I? So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. One thing I do know is that my coffee's cold and I could do with using the facilities. So I'm going to be a good boy, disconnect, I will catch up with you in a few minutes. I won't be long. He's back. How's it going, Joanna? How's the coding going? I've put Joanna to work. Right. Got a banging headache. So we'll see how I feel in 20 minutes after those tablets. New feature, you know the sidebars where you can click on any card, it will fly you to the place and bring up the details. Oh, legend. So for those that don't know what Joanna's talking about, what I've done is I've done a data dump of all of our flight data out of the VA. We've got I've given her the list of registrations for the fleet, and from there what we can do is work out, so there's three data sources. There's the list of our schedule, our scheduled airports, so basically the routes that we've created for the VA. That's data set number 1. Data set number 2 is the flights that actually got flown. And then data set number 3 is the registrations of all of our planes. And then we can cross-reference all of that to see what routes are dead on the VA, what planes are not being flown on the VA. So hopefully we can tidy things up. How much till arrive? I mean, how long until we arrive? It'd be about, I don't know, half hour? Can you get a yoke for 100? I mean, maybe if you get one used. But yeah, it's super interesting looking at that data that Joanna's put together, because we've got a lot of routes that aren't getting flown. The whole of South America, the routes, the scheduled routes that we've made down in South America, never get touched. Surprisingly, a load of routes in Australia don't get touched. Now, I thought, given that I stream in the daytime and it's evening time, we sometimes get quite a lot of people from Australia coming through. I thought that'd be great, because that'll give them like their little home area to fly in for Air Not. They might really enjoy it. And Sydney to Auckland was popular. And there was another one, I think it was down to Melbourne or Adelaide or something like that. We did loads of other routes as well, like going to a, what's it called? Ayers Rock. It's not called that anymore, is it? Various other places, here, there, everywhere. Don't get touched. So the plan is we will remove those routes that don't get touched. We will then remove some of the aircraft in that area that are not getting flown, because the routes aren't getting flown, therefore the aircraft aren't getting flown. And that should put the VA back into profit. If you'd all stop crashing the bloody planes. Right, top of descent is really not far, is it? Really not far. So let's have a little look on VATSIM radar. Get the lay of the land. Ah. Yeah, look at this. It's a Blender A340 paint kit. There you go, Joanna. You want another job? I'm kidding. Excuse me. Okay, there's a military plane down there. We've got Hedro up ahead. Good 40 miles ahead. Nothing on in Bristol. It looks like we're still on for 27. So yeah, we're using like, not dummy data, but like CSV exports from New Sky at the minute for Joanna to develop against. Then when that's done, I'll plumb it into the API. And then the data will be live. Well, every half hour or so.
Traffic 541, flight F35, lightning to time 1000 Zulu. Estimating arrival at Valley, time 1010 Zulu.
QNH into Bristol's 1017.
Traffic Valley, Aussie 541 on descent, flight level 150.
Auto brake 3 will just stop us. But only bloody just though.
Bristol traffic, Golf, Bravo, Foxtrot, Romeo, Victor, descending.
Max Auto will stop us there.
3302 Webby, via the Webby 1, Bravo, arrival, Bristol.
We'll do 3 and then we'll manual brake it if we need to. Appreciate it, Joanna. So that database table, Joanna, that includes scheduled and free flights, and then presumably for the map you're filtering just for scheduled. Because I might have a purpose for the free flights as well, if they're left in there. I could make a little page for VATSIM auditors to visit, because at the moment, whenever we get audited on VATSIM, which is about every 3 months for the VA, they say they want to see a roster of all of our flights, and I have to go in there and have to pull all the data out. I have to remove loads of the fields, because most of it's like nonsense that is unnecessary and would confuse them. So I was thinking if I could use that same DB table, take free and scheduled flights for the last 90 days, boff, there you go, that's what we've done. Please and thank you. Right. Super lazy. I'm going to put in 2,500. We're going to take the full BRI-1 transition. Yeah, basically that's it, Joanna. And then I can keep that table topped up with the API every 35 minutes. Or every 30 minutes. Did Ryanair 737 landing last week at Stansted? Was surprised how harsh the auto brake and reversers were, even on a long runway like Stansted. Yeah, don't worry, Pedro, I'll be ready on the manual brakes. It's all good. I need to remember with the 7.3, because of course it's much lower to the ground, isn't it? And I was expecting it to touch down at like Airbus eye height, and it wasn't, which caused me to float last stream, so I'm going to try and keep that in mind. Bristol traffic, Ryanair 12 Romeo, flight level 170, beginning our descent on the WEV B1 Bravo, BRI-1 transition for ILS 27 Bristol. Real world landing. Yeah. Maybe they just wanted to get off the runway quicker. Shorter taxi. More dollar. Could be as simple as that. How you doing, James? Right, where are we? North Wales? Well, we're getting on for Mid Wales, actually. We are level with... almost level with Birmingham. Can we see Birmingham out the window? Birmingham. So we could really do without a go around if we're going to get to Prague on time. What are we at now? 11:05. And what time does it say? What time will we anticipated on the ground? Progress. 20 minutes, 11:25 on the ground. As long as we're gone by 12. Quick turnaround. Divert to the Mac loop. You know what? In a 737, probably going to give it a miss. Probably going to give that one a miss. Oh boy, right. Heading bug 183. Let's get that synced. Could do a bit of work here, couldn't we? because the 737 has a tendency to creep up on you otherwise. ILS is 11015. 11015. 11015. And the course is 266. Now we need to be at 2,500 feet to intercept the ILS, which I've lazily put in here. We're just going to let VNAV run the show. We're going to take the full Bristol transition because I'm lazy and I can't be bothered to do anything. I suppose in the interest of time I could maybe vector out after... We're going Pomax? Is Pomax in there?
Golf, Romeo Victor, Ryanair 12 Romeo. How far are you from Webmo? Jesus, let me get this right. Webby.
10 miles from Webby, Ryanair 12 Romeo.
Okay, I think we're going to clash. I'm just going to come behind you then.
Ah, that speedy little Learjet, that's what it is, isn't it? That speedy little Learjet. That is speedy as well, because look, they've... Right on my tail, near enough. Oh wait, no, they took a different route. That's probably half of it as well. Those Learjets are quick, aren't they? How do you program a direct waypoint into the 737? I can do it on the Phoenix. What you would do is go into the legs page, type in wherever you want to go. Like A, B, C, D, E. And then click into the one at the top. And then I think you have to execute it. But I'm not going to do it. Because it will muck everything up. What's that, OG? You talked about doing the Mach loop. We are not doing the Mach loop. Golf Bravo Foxtrot Romeo Victor, Ryanair 12 Romeo.
Golf Romeo Victor, go ahead.
We could go direct to the final approach fix after Inga, if that would buy you a bit more time rather than taking the full BRI transition.
Sorry, I think you're probably just out of my reachability. I can barely hear you there, Golf Romeo Victor.
I'll message you. What's their call sign? Golf Bravo Foxtrot Romeo Victor.
Golf Romeo Victor, go ahead. Roger, thank you, Golf Romeo Victor.
$3,000 lines of code. Damn. What do you have to do then, OG? You must have to like announce on Unicom if Say Intention tells you to do a thing. So it's like you tell Say Intentions like I'm going to do the thing you told me to do, then you have to announce on Unicom that you're doing the thing that Say Intentions have told you that you are going to do. So you probably need 2 push-to-talks, one for Say Intention, one for VATSIM. Is this in real time? Yep, all real time.
Copy, moving. What's your altitude?
I can hear one half of the conversation going on here. Bristol traffic, Ryanair 12 Romeo leaving Inga, heading 140 direct for the final approach fixed runway 27 ILS Bristol. I'll have to give that a go, OG. I'll give it a go. Right, time for the speed brakes of shame. Engines continuous. (10,000 feet). We've got 20 miles to drop. A little over 7,500 feet. We should be fine. So we're going to come out sort of at an angle. You can see Ryanair down here, look, they're doing the full BRI-1 transition. So you come over the airfield, teardrop out and back in, whereas we've vectored, which is fine to do on Unicom if there's room to do it. And we'll head straight in for the ILS. We go speed 220. Might go up to brakes max thinking about it. One less thing to worry about. Want to pick up beyond ATC today because of the flight radar traffic injection. Any suggestions? Because Say Intention is not there yet, it seems. I don't know. I feel like they both have good and bad days. I feel like beyond ATC, I found it to be a little bit more on rails than Say Intentions. Like easier to confuse beyond ATC, I found. The last time I used it, which was a while ago, so I don't know if you saw, we've done a video on the channel. About Say Intentions yesterday, where we used the RMP panel from wind control at the same time, which was really cool. I feel like the next logical video in that space is to have a go at beyond ATC now. How's it going, Murray?
Super Alpha, yes, we have 12 nautical miles of
Won't I be straying into Cardiff? I mean, Cardiff's over here and I've sort of gone this way. I mean, there's nothing on. So the reason why I took the decision to do what I've done is because we're on Unicom and I did it based on the traffic around me. Just going to level to bring our speed down a bit. Then we can start thinking about getting some flaps on the go as well. Yeah, it feels like Say Intentions is maybe a bit more resilient. Bit more resilient is kind of how I found it. Probably the best way to describe it. Can we go flaps 5? Just. Struggling to get down here. Alright, I think we're going to be okay.
Bristol to Ryanair 696 Papa Kilo going around. We'll intercept.
So traffic Ryanair 12 Romeo turning final for ILS 27 Bristol. Get the LNAV back on. Go speed 160. No, we won't. Stay at 180 for a minute. On the approach mode. How you doing, Dunk? And we are on final. Bit fast, maybe. Well, probably, definitely. I'm on a time schedule today, Mateus. Kid's on a school trip, so I've had to drop him off late and I've got to pick him up early, and I've committed to getting us to Prague, which I may live to regret. Let's get my minimums in because I forgot to do that. Mateus, can I do a feature request? Can we lose the acceleration on the mouse wheel when it's like for minimums? Because I can never get it right. I feel like I always overshoot. Then yeah, see, like that. I have to go back the other way. And now I've gone too far again. Slowly. 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 There. So we're going to do a approach speed of 150. You think 180 is a bit fast for that turn? Is that because of the tightness of the turn or the speed itself? I'm curious now. Go around into Bristol is 3,000 feet, but I'll wait until we're established. Let's have some gear down, shall we? Oh no, the aircraft. I think I did. Possibly my fault. I didn't engage LNAV after I told it to do the direct to. That might have been it. That might have been it. Right, where are you going? 2-3 Alpha, you're going over there. I must admit, Mateus, I've not been flying the 7.3 as much as I would like recently, so I'm a little bit on the rusty side. I did the direct 2 in the FMC, then I was like, oh, I've got to press LNAV as well. I forgot I was still in heading select mode. That's my bad. 150. Let's arm the speed brake. I'm really pleased with this SPAD profile though that I've made for the wind control throttles. Seems to be working an absolute treat. The only thing I might change is when I do the push to do the auto thrust on takeoff. Bristol traffic, Ryanair 12 Romeo, short final for 27 Bristol. Right, we cannot have a go around here because I can't be delayed, otherwise we're not going to Prague. Basically.
Bristol traffic, Ryanair 23 Alpha, also on a 6-mile final, will go around as fast as ready, just in case we don't vacate in time. So set myself in Bristol traffic.
400. Approaching minimums. 300. Minimum.
Continue.
Delta using Inger heading
100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
.380. Ouch. Wow, 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 wow. That was not what I was expecting. But we can't have a go around. That was a bit harsh, wasn't it? Sorry, Mateus. I told you I hadn't flown this one in a while. I'm not looking. I'm not looking. We better do better than that into bloody Prague. Woohoo! I must admit, I did notice my nose go down on short final. Ooh, there's those lumps. This is where Mateus disowns me now. Quite rightly. Quite rightly. Bristol traffic, Ryanair 12 Romeo, almost clear of 27. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Philip says nice landing. I didn't think that was very nice at all, Philip. Bristol traffic, just confirming Ryanair 12 Romeo, clear of 27. Blimey. I haven't done one of the, like, I haven't had a landing like that in a long time. New Sky will not be pleased with us. Will not be pleased with us. Right, let's clean up the wing. Let's get the APU on. We'll put our thingy back into exponder mode. Yeah, that's gonna be a hefty fine from New Sky for that landing, I think. Although maybe when they see, maybe once they see the Ryanair call sign, maybe they'll actually give us extra points. So there is that too as well, I suppose. What scenery is that? It's from SoFly. The one thing...
turning, about to turn left base, runway 27 for the ILS.
One thing I like about it is that the runway is much, much, much better modelled than the Pilot Plus version that came before it. The Pilot Plus version, the geometry resolution felt quite low, especially the Bristol bounce on 09.
Ryanair 2 Alpha has vacated.
What I don't like about it... Alright, Toby, don't show off. What I don't like about it is that the taxiways can be a little bit lumpy bumpy. Can feel a little bit like a rally course at points. There's been an update, though, so I might have to check that out. I might treat us to one of the posh stands. Bristol traffic, Ryanair 12 Romeo, taxiing stand 2. Yeah, we're not getting a 10 for that one, Philip, are we?
Traffic, Ryanair 23 Alpha, taxiing 2, stand 1.
It's alright, we'll redeem ourselves into Prague. I've got to get better at flying the 7-3. Been doing too much Airbus with the stick, and I've gotten so used to it. And the yoke feels a bit alien again. Oh, we're worth it, Mateus, don't you worry. We're worth it. Yeah, normally Ryanair would be like back there somewhere. Modsville, thank you for subbing. I mean, that was a hard land at 1.6G. This one's struggling as well, look. It's because it's such challenging conditions, that's what it was. Go on, Ryanair. Go on. Go on. Oh, they're down. Right, stand 2. Here we go, look. Oh, man, that was a bad landing. Bad landing. Still. Shoulders. Getting less broad with every stream, it seems, but...
Bristol traffic, Ryanair 96 Papa Kilo, located runway 27.
Well done on vacating there, 9 Papa Kilo. It really looked like you were going to go flying off the runway.
See, suddenly I'm not looking so bad, am I? See what I mean there about the roll as we turned in? Look at this guy, he's just having a little dance. Mateus, I don't know what it was, but with my liveries with the high detail update, I seem to completely get away with needing to redo my liveries. I was so pleased. I still don't fully understand how that happened, but I'm not really going to question it. Is that parking brake set? Now it is. Right. You're all waiting to see the scores, aren't you? I bet you are. Let's take power from the APU.
It's a traffic Golf Romeo Victor ILS 275 miles.
Strobes on. Okay. Engines off.
Bristol traffic, aeronaut 658 Delta, turning right.
I hit the wrong switch.
210, then a step, Tyler, 27 traffic.
Why isn't New Sky stopping? Anti-collision off. Come on. Yeah, close the flight. Yeah, okay. Average touchdown. I think average is being a bit generous, to be honest. We were just off the centre line, or the maximum limit, only by 0.04 of a metre, but nevertheless, we shouldn't be that far off in any case. Still, at least we were in the touchdown zone nicely. That's kind of what I was shooting for there. Never mind. Never mind. 9.39. We'll take it. And we're going to get ourselves booked to Prague, where we're going to do a much nicer job of it, I promise. We're going to... So basically what we're doing, we're being a bit sneaky. We're doing our Mastering Bristol tour on the VA. And next leg is to Prague. But we're flying as Ryanair. So we are... What time are we at? 11:30. Yeah, let's go for 12. Let's go for 1:45. Let's do that. I have to be out of here by 2 because kiddo's back from school trip early. Drop them off late, pick them up early. I was like, well, that's no good for my flight simming. I can't really say that to the head teacher, can I? But don't you understand? I lock myself in my garden shed and I spend the day flying pretend airplanes. This is no good for that. That's a conversation I really don't want to have. Airtime 1:39. So if we're... I think it can work. I think it can work. Let's file the flight plan. I'll change my call sign here. No, I won't. I'm going to do it all in sim brief. Let's do it all in sim brief. Let's do it properly. What's that, Toby? You're saying I can fly the PMDG so well. Phoenix, on the other hand, different story. I think it's just what you get used to, isn't it? Like, we've had a long period of Airbus flying on this channel.
Bristol traffic, Golf Romeo Victor, runway vacated to Bristol.
Bristol traffic, Air 0658.
Yeah, that's what I'll be doing.
7-mile final, Bristol traffic.
Ryanair 438 Juliet. That'll do us. God, that landing was hideous, wasn't it? Hideous. Never mind. Take it on the chin and we'll move on. I wasn't expecting a brilliant landing, but I also wasn't quite expecting that either. Let's go via Arveg. Let's have a little look at the charts here. Here you go, here's the charts. So this is our plan into Prague. We're coming on the Lomkey 9 Romeo, and we sort of do a little boxing off here, and then come in on 3-0. Hopefully we can vacate on Foxtrot. Straight into Terminal 2. Job's a good one. I can go and get the kiddo. And everyone comes away happy. Providing I can do a good landing. Providing I can do a good landing. We could really use a ground power at this point, couldn't we? I suppose we could just stay on APU. We're not going to be long.
3-mile final, landing runway 27.
We're not going to be that long, are we? See, if we had the time, I think I would have gone around. As soon as I felt that nose dip, which was my own fault, I pushed too far on the yoke, I would have gone around, but I can't have a go around today. Can't do it. Here we go, Bristol to Prague. Beautiful. FMC. I need to go to the route page, route request, EGGD to Prague. Let's set our payload, let's set our fuel. Flight plan request. 1.6 is definitely Ryanair certified. Oh, yeah, tell me about it. Fancy doing the V Ryanair delivery flight of us Saturday morning, KBFI to EIDW. Gary, I've got to work Saturday, mate. Sorry. If you're still there. Sorry, I missed that in the scroll. That's a long flight though, right? That is a long flight.
Bristol traffic, Air 065 Delta, 1 rounds.
Well done, Chief. Alright, we're going to depart on 27. Hawthorne 1 X-ray. Execute, index, Prague. ILS 30, Lomkey 9 Romeo, transition at Arveg. That's in. Perfinite request. Did I see an NPC? Oh yeah, that's the yeah, he's just chilling. He's loving it. Look at him. What a dude. Load. Oops, I didn't execute that, did I? N1 limit. Performance tool. Bristol. 27. 1017. QNH is still correct. Select temp. Toga. Toga to get out of here. By the look of it. Flaps 5. Yeah, rating TO. That'll be that then. 486. Oop, wrong way. Okay. We are very close to being able to get out of here, I think. Let's recycle the flight directors. Did I start the clock? I didn't, did I? Did now. I'm going to put my ILS into standby. Runway heading of 266. Sooner we can get to Prague. Basically, the sooner we can get near Prague, the more chance we have of giving ourselves a go-around if we need it. Because like I say, I figured if we had to go around here, the rest of the day was a bit knackered. Right, how's things going up top then? Let's turn the probe heats off until we've got engine started again. I think we're pretty good, you know. I think we're nearly ready to go. We're still too early. We're still too early. Let's check through the flight plan. So out of Bristol, make a right, then a left, then another right, over London. It's pretty much a straight line all the way to Prague, isn't it? Pretty much. Long key. Yeah, it is. There is a vector thing after RVEG. That's okay. Keep our eyes on that one. Nice! I think we're good to go nearly. We are very, very nearly good to go. Look at us in the posh stands. I love it. Yeah, go if you go now, Toby. I need to give it 5 minutes yet before I can start anyway. Otherwise New Sky will ding me. That's the only thing with this scenery, is that if someone else is using the other scenery, they end up in that terminal building. Oh, let's have a look, see what Joanna's doing for us. Joanna's put in a thing about Australia. Have you put it, Joanna?
Bristol traffic, Ryanair 23 Bravo, pushing back from stand 1, facing east onto Zulu.
See a picture of the UK, Joanna. I can't see nothing of Australia. Do I need to scroll up? It's not in there, Joanna. Is it the last message? Oh, here it comes. It's loaded in now. Okay, so that's interesting, isn't it? Let's load up Discord on here. I don't normally have it running on the Sim PC because I'm worried about performance, but we'll temporarily have a look. Here we go. So this is part of Joanna's... Just turn that down. This is part of Joanna's map that she's been building for us. So she's ingested all the data from the VA, and now we can see which routes are getting flown and which are not. So you can see from Sydney, Cairns is reasonably popular. Melbourne, Adelaide is reasonably popular. But all the rest of them, like Broome, Ayers Rock, whatever you're supposed to call it now, Brisbane, no one goes out to this one either, whatever that's called. I forgot what it's called, but I know what it is in my head. So all of these blue routes are costing us money. I feel like we need to keep Perth to Sydney just to keep the continent, just to keep it connected, even if we have to run that one at a loss. But I feel like most of these other blue ones, if you want to go up to Cairns, you can do so via Sydney. Does that make sense?
Bristol traffic air 065 Delta, turning final for ILS 27 Bristol.
That's really interesting. So there's potentially airplanes that are just dotted around these airports that aren't getting flown either. So if we leave an A320 and an 737 at Sydney, it's probably enough, don't you think?
Bristol traffic. Ryanair 23 Bravo, taxiing to runway 27 via Alpha and Zulu. Bristol traffic.
If it's blue, it's going, Jerry. Use it or lose it, mate. That's kind of it's kind of our mantra at the moment. It makes sense though. Adelaide, Melbourne. People flying into Perth, doing that like ultra, coming down from Singers or Sydney, that makes sense. Darwin's not getting touched much, except for if we're going... Is that Alice Springs there? Is that where that one is? Is that Alice Springs? Interesting. Has Toby pushed?
Bristol traffic, Ryanair 96 Kilo Echo, and stand 3, wheel position start.
Bristol traffic air 0658 Delta, 7 mile final, runway 27 Bristol traffic.
There it goes. I mean, it's really not the end of the world if we remove routes, because people, if they're desperate to fly them...
Pushing back, facing west, stand 18 Bristol.
They still can fly a free flight. There's nothing stopping you doing a free flight. At all. But yeah, we'll do some streams in Australia. For sure.
Bristol traffic. Ryanair 23 Bravo is going to jump ahead of the incoming traffic and depart runway 27 on the call for 1 X-ray departure rolling 6.
I guess it's no surprise to me though that the routes that are getting flown are getting flown, because if you said to me like, fly in Australia tomorrow, where should we go? I'd probably start thinking Sydney, Adelaide, Sydney, Melbourne, those sort of places. So I guess it's no surprise.
Bristol traffic air 0658 Delta, 4 mile final.
People are doing free flights in that area though, even though there are schedules, probably due to not having the plane they want. What's happened to Ryanair there? Now blocked in, I think.
Bristol traffic, Ryanair 23 Bravo is airborne.
Sydney to Auckland, that's a popular one.
Bristol traffic, Ryanair 972, taxi runway 27 via Alpha, Bristol.
Ryanair 96 Papa Kilo, what's your intentions?
Bristol traffic after the landing, Airbus runway 27 lining up Bristol.
Hey, there's an air not plane just... Is that landing or taking off? Oh, there you go. I suspect they were GSX'd. We can put a fly-by-wire down there, Jerry. Sorry, Matthew. If we leave one fly-by-wire, a 737, and a Phoenix.
Bravo, passing 6,000, climbing now 350, final call.
And then wherever it is. That's the thing with a scheduled flight. I think some people get a bit too picky. They're like, well, I don't want to fly. I want to fly here, and if there's not a plane available, I'm not doing it. Whereas you need to sort of say, where is the plane, and I'll fly where it can go. You sort of got to flip your mentality a little bit.
I think Delta clear runway 27, Bristol traffic.
And the answer to that isn't, you know, quickly rent a plane and put it somewhere that you want it to be.
Runway 27, Bristol.
Burning time here, man.
Bristol traffic, Ryanair 972, it's a 4 for 1 X-ray departure, Bristol.
Let's
Bristol
Cav.
traffic again, not 658 Delta, taxi into standard 1 via Dolphins Blue traffic.
Traffic, Jungle 13, single Merlin X-ray, Ryanair taxi for helipad Echo.
Bristol traffic, Ryanair 438 Juliet, stand 2, pushing back, facing east on Zulu, Bristol. How you doing, Lee? I haven't tried it yet. I must admit. I haven't tried glass out. Okie dokie, let's get our packs to... I know what we need to do. We need to get chocks on, don't we?
Hello, Captain. We are ready
Chocks
for
are off.
pushback.
Excellent. Thank you. Anti-collision light on. Packs off. Get the APU bleed on. One GSX.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Yeah, within traffic, Jungle 13 helipad Echo taking off and departing via Park to the east. Yeah,
You're going to give it a go, are you? Fair enough. Yeah, I've heard people say it's good. I've heard a lot of good things, for sure. Apparently it's like data-driven, rather than it actually popping out an entire thing. So it kind of draws its own stuff. Are we ready to go?
Traffic, Jungle 13, single Merlin, we are airborne, climbing, departing via Park to the east, last call, yeah.
Release parking brakes. Commencing push.
Okay, engine 1 into ground. How's the shed? Bit warm today, Lee.
Clear to start engines.
We are a little bit warm. We had a terrible landing into here. Really not happy with the landing, but... Of course, Mateus from PMDG was watching. Of course he was. Laps 5. Engine 2 into ground. Can actually...
Set parking brakes.
Eight minutes early. We're pushing it. I think we'll get there. I think we'll get there. Joanna's going to be thrilled. I've got warmed up curry for lunch. Out of a jar.
Unlocking gear.
What the hell? Why did we just tip? Is that GSX unlocking the gear? That's a new one.
Bristol traffic, Ryanair 96 Kilo Echo, calling up runway 27.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Let's get probe heats on.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Let's take power from the engines. What's the runway elevation at Prague? It's quite high, isn't it? Yeah, like 1250 feet nearly. We're going to cruise at 370. It's all good. Let's get our taxi light on. We can turn our APU off. Let's do flight directors. LNAV armed, VNAV armed, auto throttle armed, rejected takeoff is set. Recall. Bristol traffic, Ryanair 12 Romeo, taxiing to holder point Alpha X-ray 27.
Delta, continuing taxi. Done. Perfect.
A little bit lumpy bumpy this, isn't it? Oh, the ground steering is so weird on this plane.
Bristol traffic, Ryanair 96 Kilo Echo, taking off runway 27.
I'm going to start the clock just so I can count for separation. Okay, you're coming in. You've left. You've also left. Where's that EasyJet? They're not far off, are they? Vectoring. Okay, I'm going to give it one more minute.
Traffic. Ryanair 96 Quebec, more on runway 27, climbing flight level 06.
Bristol, traffic Ryanair 438 Juliet, lining up runway 27. Bristol traffic Ryanair 438 Juliet, taking off runway 27, Hawthorne 1 X-ray, Bristol. Let's power out of here then. Turn and burn. Full power.
knots.
V1.
Rotate.
Bristol traffic easy, 60 Delta Juliet,
Yeah.
Alpha on runway 27, Bristol.
Bristol traffic, Ryanair 438 Juliet, airborne out of 27, passing 1,700, Bristol. Beautiful. It was a bit rough, Cav, wasn't it, into Bristol today? It flaps away. Start that turn. I don't know if it's me, but I'm sure I can feel like a little bit of stiction in my yoke sometimes. Like just pulling back then to give it a little bit of back pressure during that turn. It just felt a little bit like snappy in its movement. Like it's going from here to here rather than in between. Do you know what I mean?
Bristol traffic easy, 60 Delta Juliet, short final runway 27, Bristol. Bristol traffic, Ryanair 96 Quebec, all passing at climbing flight level 37.
Let's go 370. Let's get out of there. No point hanging around, is there? Bristol traffic, Ryanair 438 Juliet, climbing now, flight level 370. Final call, Bristol. How's it going, Lizzie? Standard pressure. Do you know if you're able to take these Boeing yokes apart and like grease them up or anything? I feel like maybe I need to do that. It's feeling a little bit... Only on the forward and back axis, it just feels a little bit like you go to pull a little bit and the whole thing sort of goes to a certain point and then you get friction again. I think they call it stiction, don't they? Right, we've got a fuel warning light, but that's to be expected because we're using centre pumps, but we didn't have an awful lot in the centre tanks. So that's totally understandable. Okay, 10,000 feet. Let's get lights off, engines out of continuous. And let's crack on to Prague. Is there any London control on that we might see?
Bristol traffic, EZ60 Juliet, vacated 27 by Golf, taxiing sub 5.
Not in. Nothing. We've still got ground on. We might get ground. I mean, they've been on for 3.5 hours, so it might be that they disappear. That is entirely possible. First fly along after Zurich. Zurich wasn't a situation. We got through Zurich. Zurich was hard work. I think it was alright mostly, wasn't it? We were okay. Right, most importantly, we need to figure out what time are we getting into Prague. Yeah, 20 to 2. That's fine. That's really good. So about an hour and 35, we should be there. So actually, this could go quite quickly. God, that bloody landing into Bristol was horrific though, wasn't it? Absolutely horrific. Never mind. Man. Let's get the rejected takeoff things off. I'm going to take my yoke to bits. The Boeing TCA yokes are so poorly manufactured I had to RMA mine 3 times until I actually got a unit that worked, and it's still after 6 months. My right panning switch went. Yeah, mine's starting to go. Look, you see it hesitating? That juddering, if I go left it's okay. If I go right, there you go, that is full right panning switch. Occasionally I'll move it left and then I'll release it and it will start moving right on its own. So I feel like that little joystick's had it pretty much. It's almost like we need a company called Wing Control to make us a force feedback yoke, isn't it? Or the alternative is I just start flying with my stick. Is it we just get over the fact that it's a Boeing, it has to be a yoke. We just get over that and we fly with the stick. I mean, I'll get no end of comments. Bro, why are you flying Boeing with a stick? You're like, there'll be all of that. Mostly from YouTube Shorts and TikTok, no doubt. But I don't know. I don't know. Is that a terrible idea to use a stick? It's like the best stick I've ever used. Makes you think, doesn't it? Makes you think. There is part of me that, like, in my mind, I'm much happier flying Boeing with a yoke. And I know it shouldn't matter, but it does matter. To me, at least. You used braking grease on your Thrustmaster rudder slides. Really seemed to help. But it picks up carpet fluff. Yeah, we're doing that. Yeah, like, on the... like, treating the yoke like a steering wheel. Like, obviously, it's very, very sprung. You can see if I release it, it goes ding, 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 ding. So there's clearly a spring in there, providing resistance. But on the forward and the back, I'm feeling like... I'm sure it never used to be like this. Like, you sort of go to pull it, and you could get a really smooth pull action, but at the moment, I'm like... with it. That's, of course, the reason why the landing into Bristol went wrong, because of this. Nothing to do with me. That landing was my fault, but the point remains. NIOGEL 767A, community standard for smoothing out throw and eliminating sticky or jerky movements. Fair enough then. We'll give that a go. How you doing, Dennis? From Gemini. Fair enough. I can't wait for that yoke from Wind Control. See, that's what stops me building a full-on cockpit. Because if you build an A320 cockpit, where do you put a yoke so you can still fly Boeing without building another cockpit? Mr. Mint, how you doing? How goes it? We had an absolute shocker into Bristol, Mr. Mint. One side A320, one side 73. Yeah, I know, Toby, but then which side do you make the captain side? It's yet another thing to obsess over, isn't it? Don't fly Boeing, problem sorted, says Mr. Mint. There you go. I do like the 7.3. 7.3 is a fun aircraft. It is a very fun aircraft. Feel like if I had one more little screen, another one of these screens here, going vertical, that I could then pop out lower and upper ECAM onto. I feel like I'd pretty much be there. Take the upper ECAM off of this one, do upper, lower, and you could use what's left on here to do like these little ones. So this would be my horizontal screen, 1, 2 and 3. Second screen, that one and that one. Yeah, that's a plan, isn't it? That's a plan. Contrails! There you go, Cav, you're the proud part owner of those contrails, remember? Bin everything in the other side of the garage and make one half A320, one half 737. Yeah, I can't see that being a problem at all. Of course, the other thing is like, where'd you get all the hardware from? If you wanted to make another 737 cockpit, like you have to start... I feel like we're just piecing together most of the stuff we need for an A320. Then you have to start all over again, don't you, with a Boeing? It's like, what? Oh, London Control's on. 129430. Under control, Ryanair 12 Romeo, flight level 260 for 37.
Ryanair 12 Romeo, hello, squawk 2733. You still seem to have a flight plan to Bristol filed. Can you check if that's the correct one?
Roger, will do. Thank you, Ryanair 12 Romeo. Oh, damn it. I gave him the wrong call sign.
London.
Bristol filed. Can you check if that's the correct one?
Let's check.
Stupid 89 Charlie with me?
Under control, hello, speedbird 264.
Speedbird 264, hello, fly heading 120 degrees, maintain flight level 70.
Heading 120, maintain flight level 70, speedbird 264.
Under control, hello again. Ryanair 438 Juliet, currently now flight level 273 for 370.
Ryanair 438 Juliet, hello, squawk 6475.
Six, four, seven.
Ryanair 438 Juliet, squawk 6475.
6475 Ryanair Air 438 Juliet.
Under control, good afternoon, speedbird 422, Rocksock 1 Hotel, flight level 240.
Speedbird 422, hello, descend flight level 130.
Not a good start for me, is it?
Speedbird 422.
London Centre, good morning. This is 34 Delta with you, flight level 290.
God, this poor guy's got to do Gatwick ground and tower.
Delta, hello, squawk 7740.
And Heathrow Tower.
34
And Heathrow Director. God, look at all this, look.
250, descend to 4,000 feet, QNH 1018, 27 miles, 27 right.
Why is it, as soon as we fly somewhere that isn't the UK, this all happens?
London Control, good afternoon. Air Portugal 57 Whiskey, climb 240 inbound, SAM 33.
Osprey 102, hello, 27 right, clear to land, surface wind 200 degrees, 8 knots.
Clear to land runway 27 right, Osprey 102.
Quite a bit on this morning.
57 Whiskey, hello, climb now, flight level 200.
57 Whiskey.
London Control, Ryanair 96 kilo, can you check the flight plan again? I already found corrected.
Ryanair 6 Kilo Echo, affirm, I have the correct one now, squawk 1256.
Squawk 1256 for Ryanair 96 kilo.
Speedbird 250, turn left heading 360 degrees, speed 180 knots.
Left heading 360, speed 180 knots, 250.
We should be able to see Heathrow.
Speed 220 knots, descend to 5,000 feet, QNH
Maybe.
1018, 27 miles, 27 right.
Speed 220, descend to 5,000 feet, QNH 1018, 10 commentary miles, speed 254.
Heathrow's all the way back there, I think. Under the cloud.
London Control, good day, Ryanair 57, Golf Bravo, descending to flight level 190, inbound TE.
Ryanair 57 Golf Bravo, hello, squawk 1007, descend flight level 200, it's a Delta 1 Lima arrival.
Expect to 1 Lima arrival, descending to flight level 200, squawk 1007, Ryanair 57, Golf Bravo.
London 0, good day, speedbird 579er, we're approaching line 266.
Speedbird 579er, London, roger. And Golf Romeo Romeo, remain clear of the departure path out of 26 left. There's currently traffic not speaking to me, departing it seems.
Roger, we'll make a right answer now away from that departure with Golf Romeo.
London Centre, Osprey 102, committing a go around, runway 27 right, requesting further vectors.
Osprey 102, hello, question roger, turn right heading 070 degrees, climb to 4,000 feet.
Right to 070 degrees, climb to 4,000.
These controllers are bloody good, aren't they? They really are.
We vacated runway 26 left.
Speedbird 250 left, turn heading 295, for the service localizer 27 right, descend with the glide path.
252 left heading 295, what's the pressure local and service glide path 27 right.
Super 264, speed 180 knots.
Speed 180, speed 264.
Turkish 8XK Zulu, descend flight level 70, leave Lamborn heading 270 degrees.
How long are we staying with this controller?
270 and we leave Lamborn to 270 degrees, Turkish 8XK Zulu.
Got a little way yet.
Victor, taxi stand 56.
Just till we get off the coast.
Via Juliet, Romeo, and Quebec Alpha.
7568 Juliet, Romeo.
When did wind control say we were going to get the yokes?
That's a clue. Super 250 further left heading 240 degrees to intercept, descend to 3,000 feet further with the glide.
240 degrees, 3,000 feet, and further the slide, see that 250.
Speedbird 264, turn right heading 240 degrees, descend to 4,000 feet when established low.
I know, Cheeky, it's amazing. The fact that they're all volunteers and they go through all that training.
4,000 feet when established with the low glide, and the glide, Speedbird 264.
Remarkable, isn't it?
Speedbird 579er, 26 left, clear to land, surface wind variable, 4 knots.
Oh, OG, no, really? The sim froze.
Control service. There's traffic on a 4-mile final indicating 1,500 feet. Report inside.
Keep a look at the Gulf from everyone. Goedemiddag, dit is F165 with you, flight level 390.
And we love doing it. Ashmo, you do it, do you?
F165, hello, squawk 4012.
4012.
Portugal 57 Whiskey, climb flight level 350.
Well, we're very glad that you love doing it.
Shuttle 22 Alpha, nothing further, Unicom, bye-bye. Unicom, bye-bye.
Center Speedbird 2279 off Gatwick on a Lamborn 1 mic and currently 4,000 feet.
Speedbird 2279, roger, climb now, flight level 130.
Oh, you controlled us into Cairns. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. You waited online for us, didn't you?
Speedbird 250, speed 160 knots until 4 DME.
160 and 40.
It's very kind of you to wait for us. Appreciate that.
102, turn right heading 0.
We were just saying earlier, actually, we need to come back to Australia and do a bit.
Right, 090 degrees, speed 220 knots for Osprey 102. Turkish 8XK Zulu, speed 220 knots, descend to altitude 5,000 feet, QNH 1018.
220 degrees and 5,000 feet, QNH 1018, set Turkish 8 Zurich straight.
We've been looking at Australia, actually, for our virtual airline. Because we've got a lot of routes that aren't getting flown.
In about 22 miles, expect flight level 160 by Zeppen.
Do you notice, Ashmo, any patterns of, like, popular routes in Australia? Maybe we're just not doing the popular ones, therefore people aren't flying them. Sydney to Melbourne's popular, Sydney to Adelaide's popular, Sydney to Auckland's popular, Perth up to Singapore is popular, Singapore to Sydney is popular, Sydney to Cairns is popular, but beyond that, there's not a lot. How you doing, Mag?
264, descend to 3,000 feet, further with the glide, speed 160 knots until 4 DME.
160 till 4 DME and descend 3,000 feet by the glide, Speedbird 264.
We're going to get...
Speedbird 2279, turn left heading 340 degrees.
We're going to get sent off to Unicom in a minute, I think, aren't we?
Speedbird 2279.
Yeah, good, Mag. Thank you, mate.
Romeo, the traffic has now landed. Fire the numbers 26 left, prepare to transit.
You going to Bristol, Mag?
Route north.
Roger, clear to transit the threshold to the north. Cool.
Western Global 829er, nothing further, Unicom, bye-bye.
Western Global 829.
996 Kilo Echo, nothing further, Unicom, bye-bye. 996 Kilo Echo, there's nothing further, monitor Unicom, bye-bye.
Pedro.
Speedbird 250, 267 right, clear to land, surface wind is 200 degrees.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Speedbird 250, we're 27 right.
Going to be a good one, that.
Osprey 102, speed 180 knots, turn right heading 180 degrees.
I've booked the hotel. We're in the travel lodge.
Speed 180 knots.
Which I may live to regret, but that's okay.
180 degrees for Osprey 102.
We may live to regret that.
Zulu, turn left heading 110 degrees.
They've gotten a lot better.
110 degrees, Turkish 8XZ.
Speedbird 2279, climb flight level 190.
They are not as terrible as they used to be.
Speedbird 579ers, taxi
You speak
stand
horrific.
17 via 08 left, Papa and Kilo.
Taxi 1717 via Papa Kilo 08 left, Speedbird 5.
Ryanair 57 Golf Bravo, you didn't get a clearance to descend yet, but you can descend now flight level 160 level by Vetten.
You going round the mates? Nice one.
We are descending to flight level 160 level by Vetten. Sorry, I understand that we can start the descent 22 miles before that. That was a mistake, sorry.
That's right.
London, hello, Campbell 01, flight level 410.
Campbell 01, London, Roger.
OG, you're going to the Travel Lodge as well.
Nothing further, maar dat Unicom.
All the cool kids are going to the Travel Lodge.
Unicom here, Francis,
Team Travel Lodge.
Airfast 48, question, Ryanair 48 Juliet, nothing further, Unicom, bye-bye.
Unicom 438 Juliet, thanks. Ah, that's better. Travel Lodge is alright. Travel Lodge has gotten a hell of a lot better. Like, I used to work away for my job. Like, I would work away for weeks at a time. Obviously, you'd come home for a couple of days, but like we'd have a project that would be like, I don't know, 3 months. One of them was in Southend, and we would stay in a Premier Inn. We basically had like a block booking in a Premier Inn, and it was great. And whenever we'd go all around the country, sometimes to Ireland, sometimes to other places, and you'd get a Premier Inn, and you always knew what you're going to get. Don't matter where you went in the country, a Premier Inn is a Premier Inn is a Premier Inn. Then, I think it's like halfway through the job in Southend, it was like, the Premier Inn guys were like, look, we've got a problem. We can't accommodate you for like 3 nights next week. It's just, we're full. He goes, we would put you in the disabled rooms, but they're required. And, you know, we can sometimes put you in them if no one turns up and wants one. Which, looking back on it, they probably shouldn't have done. They should have kept them free, but whatever. Then, they were like, but we're sort of friendly with the Travel Lodge, with the manager up in the town. He said that you can go to the Travel Lodge and it will do you a good deal. I was like, alright, fine. We went there and it was absolute horseshit. It really was. It was awful. Absolutely awful. Like, immediately you go into the room and there's like a bottle of vodka just in the wardrobe. So it's like, okay, kind of getting the vibe of this place quite quickly. People would smoke in the rooms and set the fire alarms off like once every hour through the night, to the point where the fire alarm goes off and you're just like, oh, screw it, I'm going back to sleep. Like, obviously it's someone smoking, to the point where if it was an actual fire, it's just, yeah, it was awful. The rooms were really pokey, whereas now you go to a Travel Lodge, very much like a Premier Inn. It's almost like they've gone like, we need to up our game a bit here, fellas, because this is not going well for us. And yeah, last time I stayed in a Travel Lodge, it was alright. Well, the last 2 or 3 times, it's been Premier Inn level, I would say. Trouble is, you don't get the free vodka anymore, so what are you going to do? But yeah, the one at Bristol, anything out of Sydney and Brisbane, we should, okay, fine. Check out Milk Run Monday night, 8:30 UTC to 11:30 UTC. Hundreds of flights, Melbourne to Sydney to Melbourne, full ATC. Really? Wow. Sadly, I can't do that on a Monday night. I am otherwise engaged. You stayed in a Wetherspoons hotel. Oh, I've often wondered what they're like. Doner kebab meat on the bed. Are you kidding? Bloody hell. See you later, Cav. Halt, yeah, we're back in the Boeing. We had an absolute shocker into Bristol. Absolute shocker. That's alright, we'll have a nice one into Prague. Yeah, because there's one hotel that I think the Flight Sim Expo in Bristol has a semi-arrangement with. I think it's called like The Village or something. Not far away. The Village, Bristol, or something like that. But then there is literally a Travel Lodge right over the road that was a hell of a lot cheaper. So, yeah, I had to vote with my wallet, I'm afraid. I'm guessing, like, at the village place, if there's a bar, they'll let non-residents into the bar if they're all having drinks now or something. Surely they will. You get all the posh hotels, do you, Holt? You lucky thing. Do most of the retailers hold stock to sell, or is this just something showing off their future products? Oh, you mean like at the expo thing, Mr. Min? I don't know, actually. I've never been to a flight sim expo, like FS Weekend, FS Expo, never been. I know a friend of mine, Mark, he went to expo, and he said, like, oh yeah, I bought something at the show. Like, I went there with the intent to buy. Try it out, if it's good, buy it, sort of thing. So I think if it's out, you can buy it, but obviously, you know, Wind Control aren't going to sell you an A320 overhead, no matter how much money you offer them. Yeah, it'd be good fun. It'd be good fun. We need to really, this Bristol thing, we need to really get behind it. Because we haven't had a UK one, have we, for, well, as long as I've been in the game. I can't remember one. FS Weekend is probably what I used to consider the local one. And I was thinking maybe I'd make an extra effort to go next year. Trouble is, it's a lot of money, isn't it? Once you start hotels is one thing. Once you start doing flights and airport parking, it becomes more of a thing. And you need to take more time off work, which I don't have a lot of left because of all the holidays and stuff I do with the family. So it's quite a big ask to go to one of those things. An FS Expo in America, even more so. Like, I looked at how much it would cost to go to, it's Minneapolis, wasn't it? It's hundreds and hundreds of pounds just for me to go on a plane to get there. Then you have to do hotels when you get there. You probably need about $1,000 to give away in tips because it's in America. Like, it costs you a fortune by the time you're all said and done. Like, crazy. Oh, OG's gone for a premium room. Get in. I went for a Premier Plus room the last time I was in a Premier Inn, in Newquay. And would I do it again? I don't know. Like, we had a better view. We had like a sea view, which I guess would be alright if it wasn't a rainy old day in Newquay. The room was way bigger, but there was nothing in it. So, except for they put a little fridge under the counter, and they put an espresso machine on top of the desk. And that was it. That's the only difference. Like, great if you like just running around in circles, but it made absolutely no difference whatsoever. In fact, I would say it made it worse, because when you lied on the bed to watch the telly, it's the same size telly as it would be in a normal room, except for it's further away so it appears smaller. So I don't know. The damn ain't cheap. No. No, I don't suppose it is. I don't suppose it is. That's one thing that caught me when we went to America, was just like the way that tips are just expected. Like, that took a hell of a lot getting used to. It really did. Remember when we landed in Vegas, the guy who drove the shuttle bus from the airport to the hotels, he had a full bus full of people. Cost, thank you, mate. He had a full bus full of people going to various different hotels, so he'd basically work his way up the Vegas Strip, dropping people off hotel by hotel by hotel. And as soon as he got us all on the bus, he was like, right, who's not been to America before? Loads of hands go up. He's like, right, I'll tell you this right now. You've got to tip. Tip, 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 tip. He's like, that's how we keep our prices so low. And I said to the guys, well, how are they low prices if I've got to pay you on top of the price? And he was like, don't know. And then he very quickly moved on. But yeah, from what I can gather, the staff don't get paid proper wages and they rely on the tips, which is just ridiculous. And then when they put it on by default, it's like, yeah, they put on the receipt gratuity, and then they're like, and now give us more. It's like, but you've already put it on without asking, you cheeky buggers. Like, I'm not going to give you more, am I? I don't know. Maybe I'm just not cut out for like American culture, but it's very, very strange to me, that. Very, very strange. But they make some good money, I can tell you, on the tips. Like the coach driver that took us from our hotel in Vegas to the Grand Canyon. Again, he did a whole thing. I find them a bit manipulative, to be honest. It was sold as, we'll pick you up from the hotel and bring you back to the hotel. And we were waiting outside the hotel. Big hotel, the Stratosphere in Vegas. Then this big old coach comes up with, like, you know, Grand Canyon Tours written on the side. So it's like, cool, get on the bus. Drives us like 2 miles and then kicks us off. They were like, you're here. It's like, what do you mean we're here? It's like, oh, this is like the bus station. This is like our private bus depot. So then you basically have to go through, when you get there, this like airport-style check-in process. And then you get put on another bus, which is like where you meet your main driver for the day. They drive you there to the Grand Canyon. And then on the way, as soon as you sit down in your seat, there's a little thing on the back of the seat saying your driver's going to work very, very hard today. It's a long day. Hopefully they're going to do you a great job. You should tip a minimum of $20. And that's on the back of every seat on the coach. It's like, right, okay. That's per person as well, not per group, not per couple. Then you look back through the coach, and it's like, how many people are on this coach? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. It's a full coach. And then on the way back, just as we're getting into Vegas, he goes, just to let you all know, because it's now late at night, we don't offer a transfer service bus to take you from our main depot where you were this morning back to your individual hotel. So I'll do it only as a courtesy. Basically, don't forget those tips because I'm dropping you back, and if you don't tip me, well then I guess maybe I won't stop at your hotel. Don't know, just feels gross, that. Really, really gross. But I guess if that's part of the culture, it's part of the culture, isn't it? It's like, it just struck me as very strange. Tunisia, they like their tips. They were pretty big on tips in Tunisia. I remember this guy, like, when we first got there, he insisted on showing us to our room, and I was like, it's alright, mate, I can find it, it's only down there. And he's like, no, and then, like, wheels the suitcase into the room, and then, like, he literally wouldn't leave until I gave him some money. It's like, I didn't ask you to come with me. In fact, I told you not to come with me. It's a long old drive, Mr. Mint. That was the mistake I made. I kind of thought, I've come all the way to Vegas. The Grand Canyon can't be that far, because on a map it doesn't look that far. Turns out it's about 4 to 5 hours on the coach each way. Maybe should have done a helicopter trip, but then they were really expensive, so... They do feed you, in fairness. They drop you off at this, like a diner place. Where you have like one of those like buffet style lunches. It's all very nice. It just made me feel sad about the town we were in. It kind of... I don't know if any of you have watched the film Cars. It really felt like Radiator Springs, like the town... It was like the only thing that town had going for it was A, the bus stop there with a load of tourists on it. And B, Route 66 ran through it. That was it. It's like... It just felt sad, you know? Really, like, I bet in its heyday that would have been a real pop-in little town, but it just felt very, very sad, that town. It's lovely though, nothing wrong with it, like, my kind of place in a lot of ways, nice and peaceful, nice and quiet. But it was like it was living off of its past rather than living off of its today, if that makes any sense. Tipping is a good thing done right. UK doesn't get any of it now because prices are so damn high. yeah, it's expensive, isn't it? It's expensive to do basically anything at the moment.
Bristol traffic, Chapter 1, North Landing, find left.
Just like, I feel like we can't leave the house at the minute. If we, as a family, if we go out, I feel like we can't leave the house without 50 quid somehow jangling its way out of our pockets. It's, it is, yeah, it's wild. £50 down. Well, yeah, like if you want to go for like a day out somewhere with the kids, like, you know, a day out sort of place. I don't know what it would be, but you know, like an attraction of some kind. God, like by the time you pay to get in, by the time, you know, Mrs. Knott says I want a latte, and I'm like, well, if you're getting one, I'll have an Americano. And then the kids are like, can we have an ice cream? And then it's like, oh, what about lunch? And God. And then you come home. Well, I generally come home none the wiser really as to what's taken place, other than the fact that money's left my bank account at an alarming rate. But even just like beef, do you remember like you get like a pack of minced beef for like £3, and now it's well over a £5. It's almost double. The guy that I work with, he used to live in Florida for 20 years, and he said one of the reasons they came home, having been out there for 20 years, was it was like $8 for a sack of potatoes and $10 for eggs, and health insurance was like just unbelievably expensive. He was saying like one of his friend's wives or something fell over, cracked her head open, and the first thing that went through their mind was, you know, let's make this right, let's get you right again, let's get you healed. It was like, oh my God, what about the health insurance? We can't go to the hospital because it's going to cost us too much because of the deductibles. It's like wild. In the end, they went, explained their predicament, and I think the doctor sort of got her hair, grabbed it into 2 bunches, tied a knot with it, and goes, there you go, that should do it. Go home, put some ice on it, you'll be alright. That should keep the wound shut. And just sort of, you know, shooed him out unofficially. Kept it cheap for him, but like, bloody hell. Crazy that, isn't it? Caught E. coli in New Hampshire. Had to go to the hospital for a 5-hour trip and meds. $5,500 US. Fair bit heck. I should get on one of your flights someday, and you'll do some stuff to see if I can do something under the radar. Never know, Holt. I can feel my phone buzzing at me. Who is it? Nobody, it seems. $5,500. Bloody hell. Yeah, there's a guy that I know of. He had a detached retina, and he went to the hospital to have it fixed, which was fine. And he stayed in a hotel, not a hotel, he stayed in a hospital, right? And it was like in a city, I think in Philadelphia, and the hospital, you had one building on one side of this big road, and then building on the other side of the road. And like the ward was in this building, and the operating theatre for the eye people was in this building. And of course he had to be ambulanced across the road, because they're not about to push him across the road in a stretcher, are they? And when the bill came through, that little tiny ambulance ride across the road, $3,000. To cross a road. I mean, somebody's getting rich out of that. Ridiculously rich out of that. And I guess it's all because of like health insurance. It's like a culture of, well, the health insurance will pay. Crazy, isn't it? Never right. Never right. We've been finding out though with the dog. Like our dog is 12. God bless him. He's a Labrador. Last time I took him to the vet told me he's going to die in 12 months. Just because. like, nothing wrong with him. He's like, oh yeah, he'll be 12 months, you'll be lucky to. He's like, all right, chill out, asshole. But the vet fees, ever since we've owned the dog, the fees at the vets have just been going up and up and up and up. And they basically said that he's got, what do they call it? Arthritis of the joints? I don't know, whatever it is. He's got arthritis. And they said, is he insured? I was like, yeah, he's insured. And to a point. And they're like, oh, good, well, let's get him some medication and we'll give you this little tub. 10 millilitres. Was it 10 mil? Was it 30 mil? Tiny little tub anyway. 60 quid. 60 quid. And the vet goes, if you ever don't insure him, obviously we can give you a prescription and you can go online and buy it yourself and it's way cheaper. And you can get like 10x the amount for £23. And they were giving us 1/10 of the amount for 60. But they were like, well, it's all right, the insurance will pay. You might as well get them to pay for it. Who cares? So obviously the vets are getting rich out of the insurance. But then that doesn't mean the insurance is paying for it all. Surely we eventually pay for it through our insurance premiums. Sure enough, his renewal quote's gone through and it's now like double what it was last year. 600 quid to insure him now for a year. At like a fairly basic package, not a particularly great package to be honest. So we're just thinking we won't, we'll just cancel it, take our chances. Like, he is 12 at the end of the day. According to the vet, he's got like less than 12 months to live because most Labradors don't go beyond 13 if they're lucky. That's what the vet said. It's like, what the hell, man? You like trying to cheer me up or what? Oh yeah, 13. Done very, very well to get to 13 with a Labrador. Very well. Very rarely happens. But cool. Well, I appreciate that complete ray of sunshine you've just bestowed upon me. Is this the iFly? No, mate, it's not. We're going to get it, though. We're going to get it. Get ourselves a livery. We arguing about US and UK. Dear oh dear. Holt, you say about flying out of Bristol. Whenever I go on holiday, I do fly out of Bristol. Bristol is my local. Normally, though, with EasyJet, because I'm a cheapskate, and they tend to go where they want where I want to go. Occasionally with Ryanair, but I've never done like Jet2 or anything like that. Vets are... yeah. Well, there's a whole thing with vets at the moment, isn't there? Because there's basically like 2 or 3 like major corporate vet overlords that own most of your independent vets. And I thought there was a BBC article about it, and I thought, I wonder if our vet is like that. So I went onto their website, scrolled down to the bottom, and it was like, whatever the vet's name is a trading name of Independent Vet Care Limited. And I thought, oh, isn't that nice? Independent vet. That means they're independent. That's good. No. Google Independent Vet Care Limited. They are one of the evil overlord vet companies that basically own all these small little practices. Turns out they put the vets under horrific sales targets. How can you have sales targets? It's either ill or it's not. Like, I did think every time there came a point a few years ago, like, every time we went in there, it was like, it felt a bit sales pitchy. More and more so every time. Every time. Like, trying to get us to do this, trying to get us to do that. And I was like, that's where it comes from. I look like Lex Luthor. I don't even know who that is. I want to get rid of like the little screensaver thing on chase plane. I feel like after 5 minutes it like jumps out to that mode. And I do like that mode, but I only want it when I want it. How do we do that? Cinematics, auto start. I don't want it to auto start. Why is it not doing it? Can't click anything. Control assignments? Why wouldn't it let me click anything? Well, that's annoying. You need to get on an NG. What do you prefer, NG or Max? It's a person from Superman. No, I'm not. No, I'm Superman. I'm not Lex Luthor. What are you talking about? Can you not tell? Lex Luthor, honestly. Get your eyes tested, mate. I'm Superman. 347 miles to Prague. How long to top of descent? 200 miles. We need to think about lunch. You prefer the NG? Do you really, Holt? Why is that?
Traffic.
See? Are we sure about that? I think so.
Descend. Increase descent. Increase descent. Climb. Climb now. Clear of...
Are we absolutely sure there was traffic then? Because I sure as hell can't see him. Unless it was like seeing myself as traffic. That was weird. On the Max, the screens are too big. I think it's the Turkish. But that Turkish 777's ages away. And it was the other side. It was telling me they were over here. To my right. And he's 10 miles away. And he's 1,000 feet different. Strange. It was the Jet 2? What Jet 2? What, that one? All the way over there? Oh, wait. Is he doing time acceleration? Because that plane is moving. I can't believe that's allowed on VATSIM. Can't believe... Like, that is actually allowed. In uncontrolled airspace, you can do time acceleration, and I just don't understand how that's a thing. For all the rules that VATSIM allow or impose, most of which for good reason. But you can do it though. You can technically, in uncontrolled airspace, you can do time acceleration. And I just can't believe that one got through. disconnect from the network, do your time acceleration, then reconnect. That should be the procedure, surely. Is this a Max 8 or PMDG? It's PMDG. TA over the ocean should be fine. I mean, if you're on a track that other pilots could also be on at the same altitude, I don't really see how it's... I don't really see how it's ever going to work. For me, any time acceleration has to be done off the network. Otherwise, you're just like a speeding bullet going through the airspace, and I just don't understand why you would do that. Rob, how are you? I have not wordled yet, no. I have not wordled. I haven't lunched either, and I need to have lunch because I need to get out of here by 2. Absolute latest. Pog setup, it gives 6-7 vibes. Hell yeah, it does. It's actually my favourite number, 6-7. My kid says it's the illegal number. So where's that jet to now? They must be like... yeah, the... Austria. And a moment ago, they were just up by us. Damn, they are shifting. This game in mobile, possibly? No, you can't do that. What provides my top bar info? It's Sim Toolkit Pro. Hang on, Joanna. Let me have a look. Where's the cord? Hello. No way. It works, Joanna. Permission to show it on stream? Show away. Go on then. Right, let's have a live demo of Joanna's interactive map system. Show only dead routes. That's got to be a good one. Bloody hell, look at all those dead routes. So these are routes that just no one's flown. You see what I mean about Australia? Lots of ones coming out of Alice Springs and Ayers Rock. Surprised that this one hasn't, Hobart hasn't been flown a bit more. I thought people might quite like that one, but obviously not. Damn. Right, let's get rid of that. So Singers is quite popular in its own little way, isn't it? Obviously not too popular up to Tokyo. People begging for the JFK to Singapore route, not getting flown a whole lot. Cape Town seems popular, but the rest of the routes have not been touched. South America, not been touched. surprised that JFK to Memphis hasn't been touched too much. But JFK is a popular place to come out of. Look, going to Detroit, going to Toronto, going to Chicago, down to Miami. Maybe we should do one to Atlanta. People might like that now. And again, LAX. Quite popular. Are we doing Memphis just for cargo? Maybe we need to make Memphis a passenger hub as well. Canada's reasonably busy. Has this one not been flown? How many times has that been flown? Twice. But then the JFK route has been flown way more. Interesting. So basically, if it's blue, we should maybe think about getting rid of it. What's this for? So what this is, we've ingested all of our flight data from the virtual airline.
Frankfurt traffic was under 7 Juliet Whiskey, 25
And we're trying to see which routes are popular that we've got and which routes are not. So if we only show dead routes. What's a dead route, Joanna? Something that's never been flown or been flown like once. Is it all zero? Surprised that some of these haven't been flown. Where's EK? Scandinavian mountains, okay, fine. Oslo to Frankfurt.
Frankfurt traffic, Cathay 212, crossing runway 25 center.
East Midlands to Singapore, that never gets touched. East Mids to Madrid, that never gets touched. Dublin to, where's that Dublin one going? Frankfurt? Again, surprised.
I'm Frankfurt, 25 center, vacated, 212.
Interesting. Rome to Palermo's not been. Well. Is East Mids just a cargo hub, pretty much, yeah. Which probably explains a lot of it. Probably explains a lot of it. We get rid of the dead ones. I think we could become very, very profitable. If we got rid of some of these. But yeah, Sydney is the big dog, isn't it, in Australia for sure. New Zealand's nice and busy in its own little way. I think probably get rid of the Wellington route. Keep Auckland as the main link. If you want to go to Wellington, you can go via Auckland. Surprised that Wellington to Auckland isn't that popular. So we've got Darwin to Cairns. How long a flight is it from Sydney to Cairns? Maybe Sydney to Brisbane. Brisbane to Cairns would be better. Sort of do a perimeter leg. Rather than trying to be more of a spider's web. Let's do aircraft locations, shall we? So does blue mean not used planes? These flight numbers, Joanna, is that scheduled or just free? Or both? So I'm not sure I believe that plane's done 243 scheduled flights. Maybe it has. Is there any way that we could have it where it's just scheduled? I feel like all of this map needs to be... Ignore free flights. Like any sort of route count number, any time of... Like on the routes when it shows you how many, the planes when it shows you how many. I feel like if it's scheduled I'll have a clearer idea. And the filters turn off free. Include free flights. Oh, hell yeah. Aha. See, you thought of it, didn't you? That's better. Okay. There's a plane in Athens that's done one flight. That's not good. The others are getting used a relatively okay amount. Maybe the planes aren't such a big deal then. Or maybe they are, I don't know. I mean, again, that's only 5 flights. That's 1 flight a month. That doesn't seem like a lot to me. Maybe we could do with thinning out the herd a little bit. Sydney to Cairns 3 hours, Sydney to Brisbane 1 hour 30. Do you think people are more likely to want to do a shorter, 2 shorter flights rather than 1 long one? Like Sydney, Brisbane, Brisbane, Cairns? I feel like maybe they are. What's the map for? The map is we're working out. So Joanna, over in YouTube chat, has ingested all of our virtual airline data into this map, and we can see which routes are popular. So blue means not popular. Fleet here, look, you can see which ones are not being flown that much. I can bring it in a bit smaller. In fact, let's do that. We'll go clean for a minute. So these are our planes. So there's 1 plane here that's been flown once, a 346 that's been flown once, a 747 that's been flown 3 times, like ever, on a scheduled flight, which tells me that maybe we need to consider whether we keep these. Yes. So that one's done 3 flights. And this is all since November, isn't it, Joanna? Is there a way to make free flights move aircraft? You can turn it on, but it's off by default. Problem then becomes is that if people fly these planes wherever they want for a free flight, they become off, like you suddenly see them become not available on the scheduled routes until somebody happens to fly them back onto the scheduled thing. The whole point of a free flight is that it's a big old get out clause, really. If someone says to me, but I want to fly from so-and-so to so-and-so in a so-and-so, it's like, well, do a free flight then. What are you whinging to me for? Like, that's basically what what a free flight is for. Why don't you have a route from, I don't know, somewhere in China to somewhere in Africa? It's like, do a free flight. There wasn't a 737 available in JFK. Do a free flight. Like, that to me is what free flight is. Flying what you want, as long as we've at least one type of that, at least one of that aircraft type. Flying what you want to where you want. If you ever feel like picking up the phone and whinging to me, do a free flight. That's kind of my advice. Whereas in the scheduled flight, that's almost like a little simulated real airline environment. Whereas free flight is you can still earn the VA money, fly where you want and what you want. That's the key difference, really. See the flight counts. Ooh, A lot of planes down here that could potentially be deleted though, couldn't there? What do we think? If it's under 5 flights, that's less than 1 a month. What platform is the VA on? We're on New Sky. So we basically exported all of our flight data in like CSV or JSON files, and Joanna's chucked it all into a database and started pulling around the data. Oh, sorry you feel that way, Jerry. God, look at that. I mean, the idea of the tour was to take you all over the place in Australia. We can always do a capitals tour of Australia. Then people will probably moan, oh, you didn't go to interesting places. Why did you stick to capital? You can't win. Someone will always whinge at you. Yeah, can he win? How long have I got till top of descent? 40 miles. I feel like I'm going to miss out on lunch at this rate. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to disconnect from VATSIM real quick. Can I whinge the fact you're in Ryanair colours? You are more than welcome to. Whether I'll listen or not is an entirely different matter. Right. I'm going to go and quickly warm up that reheated curry from a jar. Sorry, Joanna. We're going to be descending very, very soon down to 4,000 feet. Get that in, because then the Boeing, Grumpy, will descend all on its own. Look at that. Is there no way that if a route comes under a certain threshold, it goes into hibernation until someone flies it? That is a good idea. I don't believe so. Don't believe so. Right, I'm going to warm that curry up. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Right, dinner is served. Prague traffic, Ryanair 438 Juliet, flight level 370, descending on the Lomkey 9 Romeo for ILS 30. What a lovely curry. What happened at Dublin? Prime? What, getting the deluxe version of the sim halt? Just for the 7.8? Maybe not. Unless you're going to put another add-on on top of it. It's not really a plane I fly, so I can't really say for sure, but... Oh, in the real world. I don't know, Holt. Like, I'd be interested to hear what you think about it, because I would have thought, for me personally, my idea of a fun day out in a plane would be EasyJet Ryanair ops. Going all over the place. Here, there, everywhere. Doing long haul in a 7.8. I think I'd get really bored. Does that make sense? Oh, cheers, Brian. That's weird, Brian. It came up, doesn't come up in my YouTube chat. Oh, there it is. Brian, thank you for 15 months on YouTube. That's crazy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, well, yeah, I guess they're paying you to do it, aren't they? Pay you off. Godfather, we're talking real world. Not sim. I mean, I wouldn't do it in sim anyway, but... We've done occasional long hauls, but rest assured they'll be kept that way. I'll tell you what, for reheated curry out of a jar, this isn't bad. I'm on the release version, Brian. Thinking about going to 5.1 though, because they do say it's pretty good, don't they? Don't need money though, Godfather. You can't take it with you, can you? How was the call, Philip? Philip, I saw a TikTok from the deck come up on my feed the other night. The plane is nicely on profile. Nice VNAV in this plane. Correct, Godfather. We are definitely running out of room. I might have to rejig the setup over the summer. Just take a week off streaming and basically gut the shed and start all over. It was a couple of people doing something out of Madeira, Philip. Oh, it's so annoying when people insist on a meeting when really it boils down to 2 quick questions. When a meeting starts with, I just thought it'd be so much easier if we just get together and just talk through it. It's like, great, so you couldn't be bothered to type an email by the sound of it. You've got no real clear plan for this meeting, you just thought it'd be easier if we all got together for some vague reason. That was always a big warning sign. Massive red flag, that is. We had one client at my old job that was awful for that. Would just ring up. Can I have a meeting? It's like, what for? Well, just thought it'd be easier if I come in and just talk about it. Talk about what? We're already working on the project. On the brief that you signed. There was one time where he goes, can we have a meeting? We're like, yeah, actually, okay. Like, yeah, you can have a meeting. We got the time today. He's like, good, I'm outside. And then 2 seconds later, he walks through the door. And then gets a ruler out to start measuring elements on his website. Move that over there by 5 centimeters. It's like, that's not how it works. Is ground still on? They are. Hell yeah. What do we want then? 121910. One, 2, 1, 9, 1, 0. Where do I discover my flights to do? Well, the virtual airline tells me most of it, so we built a virtual airline around the channel. The Airnaut Virtual Airline, available on New Sky. Thanks for the opportunity to plug my own airline. What were we at? Airline number 1, 2, 3. We are the 4th most active airline on the... Philip, you did 5 on Tuesday. Thank you, Philip. 5 gifted from Philip. You lucky things. Philip, thank you. Seriously, that's way too generous of you. Who got one? Jestro... Mika, Vaporize, W, and Lithona. Congrats to you all. Yeah, check it out. I checked this morning. I was like, wait, what? We're the number 4 airline on New Sky based on number of flights flown. That's crazy. But yeah, we have routes. you can fly. We have tours. So we're currently flying the Mastering Bristol tour, albeit in a Ryanair livery. So we're doing this leg here, like Bristol to Prague, then we go back Prague to Bristol, then we go Bristol to Malaga, Malaga back to Bristol, Bristol to Munich, Munich back to Bristol, Bristol to Palma. You get the idea.
Traffic, Ryanair 23.
And there's also scheduled routes you can do as well. So book a flight, scheduled routes,
Find the bridge speed on board.
and these are all the places you can fly. Although that may be getting trimmed down a bit. It's alright, Philip, I'll have to name a wing after you. I'm still torn on the iFly. Like, legitimately. Legitimately. Right, let's resync that heading bug. I need to start paying a bit more attention now because we're getting close. We're going to do a flaps 30 landing, so that'll be a speed of 150. Minimums into Prague are 1432. It's high in Prague, isn't it?
New traffic, Skytrail 434 Foxtrot established ILS 30.
1, 4, 3, 2. iFly's great, but if you ain't a Boeing fan, yeah, I'm a Boeing fan. I like it. I like flying the Boeings. They're good fun.
Correct traffic right now, 96 Kilo Echo turning for ILS runway 30.
Yes, Daniel, that's right. Prague traffic, Ryanair 438 Juliet, flying the right downwind for runway 30, currently 9,500 feet, Prague traffic. I mean, part of me sees that I probably should get it. Just to make a livery for it. For the VA. I downloaded New Sky, but I didn't want to use the VA call sign because I didn't know how to pronounce it on the network, so I didn't use it anymore. Fair enough. It's just air not for us. Yeah, the only thing that holds me back with the iFly, and what held me back originally, was I wasn't unhappy with my PMDG. And I felt like I'd be paying a lot of money for essentially a sub-variant of a plane I already owned. That was kind of what gave me pause. And there was like the promise that maybe PMDG are going to do a max, in which case... I mean, I don't know when they are going to do that max. Could be a minute, right?
Traffic right now, 96 Kilo Echo, 15 miles to the runway 30 established.
Could be a minute, I think.
434 Foxtrot on 3 mile final runway 30.
1095. And the course is 302. Of course it is. 302. Going down to 4,000 feet. Sync bug 122. As for our landing performance, I'm going to do 30, import from aircraft, import the weather 1021. I think auto brakes 2 will be fine. Nice big long runway here. PMDG 747s before the MAX, yeah. And we haven't even seen them yet, have we? So, yeah. See ya, Toby. PMDG Max will be years away. I don't doubt it. I know they had all that stuff going on with. They had to firewall the project, didn't they? Because of the work they were doing with Boeing. Ben, we're just talking about that. Not at the moment, but we're thinking of picking it up. Oh, gee, it says you've just started playing Flight Sim. Prague traffic, Ryanair 438 Juliet, turning final now for runway 30, 20 miles to run, Prague.
Traffic is 34 Delta, now on the downward leg for runway 30.
Oh, you had a hard drive failure. Oh, they suck, don't they? Last one of those I had was in my streaming PC. For whatever reason, OBS would not stop recording. Like, I'd press the record button and it would start, and then it couldn't stop itself, and I thought, that's funny. And I debugged it, and I debugged it, and I debugged it, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna reinstall Windows. It'd be so much easier to just reinstall Windows at this point than spend another 5 hours trying to get to the root of this weird issue. And yeah, in the end, I reinstalled OBS, but then I started getting weird issues elsewhere in the system. So it's almost like once I reinstalled OBS on the new install, it installed it somewhere else on the drive that wasn't having as many issues, but then I started having issues crop up elsewhere, and then I looked in the Windows error messages bit, and it was like, oh, I see. That's a lot of errors. Time for a new drive. Time for a new drive indeed. Yeah, thinking about getting the MD-11 and the iFly. Then we can get some deliveries done, and I think that will round out the fleet nicely, to be honest.
Traffic right now, 90 quick 1 final runway 30.
Struggling to slow down here. Maybe, just maybe, we'll drop the gear. Prague traffic air knots 438 Juliet on a 7-mile final for 30 Prague. Yeah, you can if you turn on the little ruler.
Prague traffic, right now 96 kilo, go get the runway 30.
Okay, let's go to our final approach speed. Why hasn't the scenery loaded in? That's a new one. Here it goes. Oh, crap. They were already on. Prague traffic, correction, Ryanair 438 Juliet, 4 miles, 430.
Prague traffic ED34 Delta, now established on the island. Prague.
Shall we? Oh, stutter.
Approaching minimums. 300. Minimums.
Continue.
100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Oh, it's another shocker, wasn't it? My word. That didn't feel great. But we don't have time for the go around, sadly. Let's jump off here. Did we even get a landing rate limit then? Right, let's jump off here and we'll give Prague ground a quick call. Gotta get better at this thing. I used to be really good in 2020 in the 7.3. I felt more confident in this than I was in the Phoenix. Prague traffic, Ryanair 438 Juliet, clear of 30.
Prague traffic, EG34 Delta, 8 miles, runway 3.
Prague ground, very good afternoon. Ryanair 438 Juliet with you, just vacated 30 at Foxtrot.
Ryanair 48 Juliet, ground, hello, welcome to Prague, taxi stand 57 via Golf.
57 via Gulf, Ryanair 438 Juliet. '57 via Gulf. Come on then, move. Clean up the wing. I think it's just familiarity, isn't it? So 57 via Gulf, which is up here. I need to take my yoke to bits as well. It's feeling very sticky. I can feel it just even there. So I pull, nothing, then it moves. You see what I mean? It sort of goes from there to there. There's like nothing in between those two positions. Most strange. Right, let's get that APU on then. .58 Bravo. I feel like this thing needs a bit of grease because it is very... You see what I mean? Like it sort of goes... Rather than... If I move it really slowly, I can get it exactly where I want it. But if I'm sort of just... With one hand especially, it's like neutral to that bit, to that bit, to that bit, to that bit. It's not feeling great. I'll get some of that grease that was recommended. I forget what it's called now. Good, APU is powered. I have the turtle beak joke and I find the same. Yeah, it's annoying, isn't it? Lurpak, there you go. Well, we made it. Alright, parking brake is set. APU's on. Take the power from it, which means we can do engines off. Anti-collision off. Yeah, not getting a pop-up, are we? Oh, there's a plane landing. My flights. Landed. How do I close it? Have we closed it? Landed. Go back to logger. Close the flight. It's not going to give us a 10, surely. No, average touchdown. 1.41 G, 350 feet. That was okay. Centerline deviation was alright. We're a little bit on the floaty side, so we were just a bit hard, weren't we? We were just a little bit hard with it. Oh man, we've failed to get a 10 all day. Never mind. It goes to show, doesn't it? You get used to what you get used to. That's one thing's for sure in this world. Flight sim and otherwise. But we've made it. We made it to Prague in one piece. That's the main thing. It's a shame, really, that we were under so much time pressure today, because, like I say, I really have to be gone in a minute, because I've got to go and pick the kid up from a school trip. We had to drop him off late, pick him up early. It's like, fairly certain that's not how it's supposed to work. Like, drop him off early, pick him up late. That'd be... That's kind of where we need to get to with this, you know, never mind the opposite way. So yeah, I would have gone around in Bristol, but frankly we wouldn't have had the time. I was sort of thinking about it with that one, but again, probably wouldn't have had the time. Maybe we need an evening of 737 landing practice at some point with FSI panel. Won't be tonight. I can't stream tonight, sadly. The evening streams have been a bit lacking this week, I will grant you. At the same time, though, looking at the analytics, they're not really doing a lot for me at the minute, so I don't know whether they should continue. But there we go. We'll keep our eye on that. It's just been a difficult week this week. This is why I've struggled to do them in the past, because there's always something that crops up where it's like, oh crap, I've got to do so-and-so tonight, so I can't stream, which is annoying, but at the same time, it is what it is. We've got to do our best. Personally, I prefer streaming at this time of day. I'm well up for a daytime stream, like well up for it. Like I go to bed and I'm excited to wake up the next day and do the stream with you all. By the end of the day, sort of a bit knackered, and I'm like, do I really want to go out there and be like, hey, let's go somewhere? I can't, because when you're like feeling tired and like the kids have worn you out basically. So I definitely have to kind of stir myself up a bit in the evenings to get myself to do it. Whereas in the daytime, I love it in the daytime, and Not really sure we've had a lot more ATC either in the evening. I know people said we would. Like, fly in the evenings, you'll get more VATSIM coverage. Don't know. I certainly haven't seen it. I think it's just as much pot luck, really, depending on, unless you fly exclusively in Germany. I kind of feel like it's a bit pot luck. So, we will see. Why aren't I using my own livery? Why not? Just change it up a bit of fun. It's all good. Anyway, folks, thank you so much for your company today. Sorry it was a short one. Like I say, we started late, we ended quite early. That's the other thing with evening streams, is that I've been feeling the pressure to end these streams early because I've still got other stuff I need to get done that the evening streams I would normally use that time to get it done in. So, it's a balance. It's a toss-up. It really is. You take away from, give to one, you take away from the other. So, yeah. I'm going to stop rambling because I realise I am rambling right now. Thank you very much indeed for your company. Philip, thank you for those 5 gifted. If you got a membership from Philip, hope you said thank you to Philip. And also you can now join our lovely, small but perfectly formed Discord channel. Link your Discord account to YouTube and you should then see you're entitled to join. Right, gang, thank you all very much. I will see you all on the next stream, which I believe will probably be Tuesday at this rate. Hope you all have a lovely weekend. Enjoy the football if you're watching the football. And I'll see you all very soon. Ta-ra!